Yeah.
Hey guys, and welcome to What Are You Reading for this week? I'm here with Britt, and today we're going to be chatting to you about what we're reading and would love to see you comment down below. You guys know the drill. It's our favorite segment of the week. So let us know what you are reading and what books we should add to our TBR list because we both have a lot of reading time.
books.
Well, a lot of books, but we also read a lot. We've also recently both got Kobos. So let us know your thoughts if you like the e-readers, if you're more of a physical book person. But yes, just type in the chats. We'll see all your comment and let us know because we'd love to hear it. So, Britt, would you like to start with the book of the week?
Yeah, sure. So, book of the week this week is Frankie by Graham Norton. This has been sitting on my desk. It's in my TBR, and I'm really excited to read this one. Oliver has read it and reviewed it, loved it. So, let us know if this is on your list. Frankie is a story about love, bravery, and what it means to live a significant life. It's meant to be a bit of a tearjerker. It's going to get you right in the feels. So I'm very excited for this book.
It sounds very emotional, and I do love a book that makes you cry.
Yes.
So, yes, give it a read. Find out about Frankie's life. Okay, what's next? I'm going to start off with All the Bees in the Hollows. Just first of all, can we appreciate how pretty this book cover is? Me and Ollie were just like frothing over this the other day. It's just so beautiful and the gold. So love that. But this is the debut novel by Lauren Keegan. Yep, Lauren Keegan. And it's set in Lithuania, which I think is cool. And it's historical fiction. So basically, it's about a girl called Ostaya, if I'm pronouncing that right. A lot of Lithuanian names, so hard to pronounce. And her family's business is beekeeping, but she wants to get out of it and escape from her family business and life. But then her father gets murdered, and so does the Hollow Keeper. So she wants to find out what's happened, and she's investigating it, and she just wants to protect her family. So if you want to find out what happened, because I know I'm very intrigued, give this one a read. All the Bees in the Hollows by Lauren Keegan. What's next on your list?
All right, this looks up my alley. I'm a big thriller mystery reader. So we've got The Night We Lost Him by Laura Dave. There we go. Great cover too. I'm a big fan of a good thriller cover.
As soon as I saw that cover, I was like, I have to read it, and grabbed it for my TBR. So I'm looking forward to reading this one.
It's definitely giving me a Reese's book club kind of vibe. I'm pretty sure that her first book, the last thing he told me, was a Reese's book club pick. So I'm expecting good things from this. So this is a mystery about two siblings, and they're investigating what happened to their father when he died unexpectedly. So it sounds like a bit of a domestic thriller as well. It's set in California. Stuff happens on a cliff top. Honestly, I think it has all the things that make for a good thriller read.
All the ingredients you need.
Yeah, so this one's looking good. If it's on your list, let us know. I have it on my desk as well, but I mean, my TBR is getting a bit astronomical.
Our TBR is like this big, just in the office at the moment, so it's a bit crazy.
A bit concerned about it, but yeah, this looks like a good read.
Yeah. Let's see what some of you guys are reading. Read some of the comments. Carolyn, hi Carolyn. She's read The Creeper by Margaret Hickey. Yes, that was a very good one. She always enjoys her writing, always a great reader. Yeah, all of her books are just phenomenal. Helen Edwards, she's reading The Sea Changes by Meredith Appleyard and loving it. I know you guys love her books. They're always so comforting and great reads. So yeah, definitely check that one out. Julie is reading Love Objects by Emily Maguire. Oh, we recently had Emily Maguire in the office. But yes, haven't heard about that one. We'll have to look into that. Alika is reading Worst Case Scenario by T.J. Newman, another gripping read by this author. Don't you love it when you go back to a book that you've read by an author you love and it's just so good? It's just as good as the one before and it's so comforting. I always love that.
I love that.
Know when you can rely on them. And Judy is reading Body of Lies by Sarah Bailey so far.
That's a good one. I read it earlier this year as well, and that was actually a lot of fun.
Was it gripping?
It was.
I feel like gripping is the word of today. All these books are so gripping.
I think that may have been the fourth in the series with the same main character. It was the first book that I read, but I didn't feel lost, which I really appreciate. Sometimes you pick up a book and you don't know that it's already 3 books in, but I felt like I got her backstory. I knew what the character was about, and it was a really good ending. Actually, I didn't see it coming.
Oh, so don't you love that? I love it when it's just like a complete shock, and you're like, because sometimes you're like, oh, I've got this, I figured it out, and then you're like, oh, okay, it's still cool, but you don't see it coming.
It's my favorite. I always want to pick what's going to happen, but if I do, I'm disappointed. So I love it when I think I've got it and I'm completely wrong.
That's like a book I just read, No One Will Know by Rose Carlyle. Really good, and it had so many twists. Like I just couldn't see any of them coming. I was like, wait, what? That happened and then that happened. And it's just like, I was left being like, I still think about it today. And like, I was like, what really went on? Like, it was just so good, all the shots.
I love that.
Christine is reading Chris Hammer's new book, The Valley. Absolutely brilliant. Yes. Well, speaking about that, we actually have that here with us. So The Valley by Chris Hammer. The two characters from his other books, Nell and Ivan, they're back, and basically what happens in the remote mountain valley, an entrepreneur is murdered, and when they're looking into it, I think it's Nell discovers that her mum was actually at the scene of the murder from a while back, so it's like family connections, and she's trying to figure out why was her mum there and what's going on and why was he murdered. So
sounds good.
Yes. What's happening there?
Yeah.
So
another one on my list. I did read Scrublands by Chris Hammer. That was my first Chris, and that was a very good read as well. So I think everyone has high hopes.
My mum just finished reading it and she loved it. She highly recommends this. So awesome. Yes, but definitely add that to your list. Probably another gripping read. We should have a word of the what are you reading segment.
Word of the segment, gripping.
And if you want to read a Q&A with author Chris Hammer, you can find it on our website, and it's just being posted in the comments. So check that out. I always love getting insight to how they research into their books and how they get the information and what their writing process is. So if you're like me and like to get the insight, check out the Q&A. It was really interesting. Oh, and is this the one with the map, Ollie, or is that a different book?
Yeah, it's the back map one.
The back?
No, front.
Right. There's a map in this, which he talks about how he did the inspiration for the map. Here it is.
Yeah, that was good.
So if you like maps in a book, I think it's really cool. And especially when you've gone to lots of different places, it's great to follow along. But yeah, so if you want to find more about the inspiration for the map, you can read the Q&A.
I also never see maps in books that aren't fantasy. So that's actually really cool. That's really cool.
Okay, so that was from Christine. Jane, last month she read The Ruin by Dervla McTinnon, The Perfume and Secretary by Fiona McIntosh, and another one, The Survival,
The Survivor
by Jane Harper. Oh, wow. You were really busy last month reading. Love to see it. All great reads. Meryl is reading The Inmate by Frida McFadden. She's very popular at the moment. Have you read any of her books?
No, I haven't. But I hear really good things.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about the Housemaid.
Yes.
Because there's also The Maid, but that's Nita Prowse, I think. So yeah, she's very popular at the moment. Oh, Kaz is about to start The Haters by Robin Harding. That's on my TBR too. Excited to read that. Jodie's going to be reading the latest Candace Fox, High Wire.
Yes.
And Wendy, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Wendy. She's reading The Hazelbourne Ladies Motorcycle and Flying Club by Helen Simonson and Just an Ordinary Family by Fiona Lowe.
That's meant to be another good one. Just an Ordinary Family. Have a few friends that read that recently, raved. So hopefully it's a winner for you as well, Wendy.
These are sounding all like great books. What else do you have?
What else have we got here? Oh, so for all our podcast listeners, we recently had Mitch Wallace, for his book, Real Conversations. The podcast is out now. That was a very, very good conversation. Is it coming?
It's signed.
Oh, and it's signed.
That was Lily in the background there, getting very excited. We have a signed.
We have a signed copy. It was very nice of him to sign it for us. But he was so lovely when he came into the office. Loved chatting about him, and it's just really intriguing. He's talking about, like, to get real conversations, you need connection. But how do you get the connection? Do you talk first? It's kind of like, how do you get to the connection?
Those, tougher subjects and topics with the people that you love. So podcast, definitely.
And we have lots of other great podcasts episodes coming out. So Stories Behind the Story, go give it a listen. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and you can find it through our website as well. What do I have? I have the latest Mandy Magro, Silverton Shores. So an emotional and heartfelt real romance from, the best-selling author, Mandy Magro. And so it's about two people, Jess and Morgan. So basically they were about to get married, but hours before the wedding, there was a tragic family accident in Jess's family, and then she flees Silverton Shores. She gets her life together. She feels good. She has a kid and everything is going well. But 9 years later, she has to return to Silverton Shores because her best friend is getting married, and she's the maid of honor, and who's the best man? Her ex-fiance. So will they get back together? Won't they? There's secrets that's keeping them from reigniting their relationship. So if you want to find out if they get back together, give this one a read. I am taking this home to read this weekend. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Sounds juicy.
Yeah, I love juicy.
Bit of drama.
All the drama, the relationship. I love when they past love has reignited. The spark's still there. So
the will they, won't they?
Yeah,
I love it.
love that.
Hopefully
trope.
it's a slow burn. We do love a slow burn
Yes.
in our romance reads.
Yeah.
I do anyway. I'm not a big fan of when they love each other straight away. I know sometimes it works, but you know,
sometimes it's just like, do you love each other because of the person or just because they're like attractive to you? I don't know.
Yeah.
It depends.
Yeah. But I do love a good enemies to lovers, and any of our romance readers out there, that's definitely hot in the romance.
I just finished reading an Enemies to Lover. It was Tessa Bailey, unfortunately yours, and that was good. But yes, you're going to read an extract as well. There's an extract on our website. You can check that out in the comments. Okay.
Comment from Julie.
Julie is reading Story by Robert McKay. It's a staple nonfiction for the art and craft of writing for screenwriters, novelists.
Oh, that's cool.
That sounds good. If any of you aspiring writers, I was about to say writers, think about it 2 words. Aspiring writers, definitely give that one a read and love a good segue. If you are, you can book a session with Cheryl. We've got our Better Ask Cheryl. It's a one-on-one, 45 minutes, and she just has so much knowledge. She's been in the industry for 40 years. So if you have any questions, she's the one to ask. You can literally just go onto our website and go into the merch. I'll just put a link and book a session with her and just ask her all the questions you have. And yeah, you'll get great insights. So if you want to become a writer or if you want to get into the publishing industry, that's a way to find out more information about it. And she knows so much. It's amazing. So definitely worth it. Okay, the next one I have to talk about a bit more serious. We each have a book here to do with Lebanon. So Lebanon Days, and well, this one's Lebanon, that's Palestine.
Yeah, the Palestine Laboratory.
So yeah, just wanted to bring these up. We just wanted to say our heart goes out to those who are suffering right now. We're just thinking about them all. And yeah, we just hope that you guys are all safe and doing okay and that we're thinking of you. So yeah, and if you want to read more, definitely this will give more information. So Lebanon Days and the Palestine Laboratory. Okay, have I done? Oh, I think I've gone through my books. Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
Authors and authors would love to chat to you about. We had a new episode come out Wednesday and we're about to watch a short clip. So we'll just, yeah. It'll come up on screen shortly.
And what's so interesting is all the different ways you can now tell Australian stories. So I'm thinking of Trent Dalton, who was for a long time a colleague of mine at The Australian. He worked for the magazine.
So all the other publishers then went, there was a belief that Australian crime couldn't sell.
Yeah.
And she demonstrated, that it really could.
Yours are really flat. And mine,
really good value for money, yes.
Yeah, they're real value for money.
So if you don't know, on our YouTube channel, we have lots of authors and authors episodes, basically where 2 authors just sit down and have a chat and they talk about whatever. Like every single episode, it just seems like it's a new topic and so many different insights into the way they write, the publishing industry, what else?
Everything. Life.
Yeah, life. They talk about, family and balancing that. And this one's interesting because I think Caroline, she has a background as a journalist, so
and I think Chris as well, a
Yeah.
journalist. Yeah.
So how that impacts their writing today, which I always think is interesting because it seems like a lot of journalists turn into writers.
Which makes sense because journalists have a lot to say.
Yeah.
So it definitely makes sense.
Write a book.
But it was a very good episode. I think you guys will enjoy it.
Yeah. And if you want to watch the rest of them, there's a playlist on our YouTube. So there's a lot. We've had Michael Robotham, we've had Michael Connolly, Candace Fox. We had a kids one, which was interesting too, Kristen Darrell and Jacqueline Harvey. And we've got lots more coming out for you. I think they're coming out 1 a week at the moment. So definitely check out the YouTube channel. And we also have, if you can't get enough of What Are You Reading, there's more episodes on the YouTube channel. But Ollie and I also do book suggestion videos with our favorite books that we've been reading. So give that a check out. There's lots there. And if long form videos aren't your cup of tea, we've also got shorts, so you can watch the shorts too.
There's too much to read. It stresses me out. I think every reader feels like that, but if you look at your list, I just get more and more stressed.
And I'm like, there's so many good books out there. It's like, I feel like I'm not gonna have time to read them all, but then it's kind of nice.
Yeah,
to be
true.
able to read them all.
I remember the first time I heard the quote that you'll never be able to read all the books you want to read before you die, and I was like, oh my god, no. But it's okay. We'll think positive. We'll read as many books as we can. Got some more comments coming in here.
Yvonne is reading The Valley, and she also has a signed copy by Chris himself. And when I met him last year, I was like, oh, that's so exciting. I know there's a lot of new releases coming out, so there's a lot of authors on tour right now.
Yeah, it's an exciting time.
Yes, excited. Let us know if you've got any events coming up. I know that somebody last night, we did a live stream with Trisha and Victoria talking about Trisha's latest book, Head for the Hills. And I know one of you who watched that was going to one of her events next week, and I got to meet her there. So that's very exciting. I love being able to chat to you guys. Diane is reading The Fallen Woman. Have you heard of that one? I haven't.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Julie says the next Authors on Authors looks great. Looking forward to it. Oh, let us know what you think. We always love to hear what you think. So leave us a comment on the YouTube channel. We'd love to hear it. And Melissa has just finished The Masterpiece by Belinda Alexandra. We even have an episode, Authors on Authors episode with Belinda and Rachel Johns. So check that one out.
Yeah, I haven't read that yet, but I was gifted it recently.
Ooh.
So I'm looking forward to
Another book to add.
Yeah,
to
another
your
book on the
TBR.
list.
Okay.
Trying to think what else I've been reading lately that has been good.
Didn't you just finish reading 17 Years Later?
Yes. That is doing the rounds in the thriller and mystery world, as you would all know. I went in seeing lots of good reviews, so obviously I went, it can't be that good, but it's JP, so it's always good, and it was an easy 5 stars for me. So that's really good if you're looking for a good mystery. It's got multiple points of view. There's dual timelines. The last page in particular, I was like, which is always great to finish your thriller on a bit of a mind-blowing line. So I definitely recommend that if you're looking for a good mystery read.
And these books are coming out, people go, oh, I don't know how they could get any better, but they just keep on getting better and better. So every book, like all of JP's, everyone is better.
Yeah, I think it's they always climb.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they do it, honestly.
I don't know either. They've got lots of talent. Okay, I think we just read one last comment. Natasha, she just finished The Borrowed Life of Frederick Fife by the Aussie debut author Anna Johnston. Heartwarming look at old age, dementia, estranged families, and mistaken identity. Yes, I don't know if you've heard me talk about this before, but this is one of my favorites. It's just such a beautiful book, and it's so good, and I can't believe it's her debut novel, but definitely give it a read. I love it. Also a beautiful cover. I love cover design. But this is another segue, preview. So a lot of you guys got to read it for preview, got to read it early and give it a review. So we haven't had previews for a little while the past weeks, but we've got one coming out next week. So definitely sign up for the newsletter and sign up to get a chance to read the books early. If you don't know what happens, basically in the newsletter, there'll be a section for preview and you can put in your details for a chance to get advanced reading copy of a book coming out, and we'll send that out to you, and then you get to read it and just write a review. So I think that's really fun, getting a book early and getting to read it. I know that
Definitely.
you read a lot of ARCs, and I think it's very exciting just to read.
Very exciting.
To know that you're one of the first people to get your hands on the book.
Yeah, definitely makes you feel a bit special, which is always
Yes.
nice. Oh, we've got a comment from Christine. 17 Years Later was a brilliant read. It was. I've got no notes. I had no complaints. It was, great book. Fantastic.
Okay, I think that's it for What Are You Reading this week. Thank you so much for joining us, and we're looking forward to seeing you next week. Bye.
Bye.